The rain fell in sheets across the colony world of Tarsus Prime, mixing with the ash that still drifted from the battlefield 3 kilometers north. Kirsten sat alone on the steps of the abandoned relief station, her military jacket soaked through, her hands trembling as they had been for the past 6 days. The implant behind her ear buzzed with ignored messages from command, from the psychiatric division, from people who thought words could fix what had broken inside her. She didn't cry. Couldn't cry. The tears had dried up somewhere between watching her entire platoon vaporized by the Zalthari plasma cannon and pulling herself from the wreckage to find she was the only survivor. Again, "Excuse me, Miss Soldier?" The voice was small, uncertain, spoken in heavily accented standard. Kirsten looked up to find a child standing before her in the rain. No, not quite a child. The boy appeared no more than 8 or 9 in human years, but his eyes were slit-pupiled gold, and beneath his tattered poncho, she could see the faint shimmer of scales along his neck. A Draconi juvenile. The dragon people who had settled in Tarsus Prime's southern continent before the war came. "Go away, kid," Kirsten said, her voice hoarse. "It's not safe here." The boy, Alexander, she would later learn, didn't move. He studied her with that unnerving intensity the Draconi possessed, the kind that made humans feel like every secret was being weighed and measured. His small hands clutched a bundle wrapped in synthetic cloth. "You are crying on the inside," Alexander said matter-of-factly. "My mother says humans do that. They cry where no one can see." Kirsten's jaw tightened. "Your mother's wrong. I'm fine. Now go home before." "My father died in the bombardment," Alexander interrupted, his voice steady despite the weight of the words. 17 days ago. He was defending the southern settlements when the bad ships came. Mother says he burned bright like a star before the end." The casual way he spoke of his father's death sent a chill through Kirsten that had nothing to do with the rain. She recognized that tone. She'd used it herself when reporting casualties, when distance was the only thing keeping you functional. "I'm sorry," Kirsten managed. It felt inadequate, hollow. Alexander tilted his head, rain streaming down his young face. "You lost your pack too. I can smell it on you. The grief scent. It's very strong." Before Kirsten could respond, the boy stepped forward and set his bundle down beside her. He unwrapped it carefully, revealing a thermal container still radiating heat. "Mother made stew," he said. "She makes too much now. She forgets father isn't coming home to eat." His voice cracked slightly on the last word, the first sign of the child beneath the composure. "She sent me to find someone who needed it. I found you." Kirsten stared at the container, at this small dragon child standing in the rain offering her food, and something cracked in her chest. I can't. Mother says when the grief is too heavy, you must let others carry it for a while," Alexander continued. He sat down beside her on the steps, apparently unconcerned with the rain. "She says humans forget this, that you try to carry mountains alone." "Kid, I don't need. My name is Alexander," he said firmly. "And you do need. I can see it. Mother can see better than me, though. She sees everything." Kirsten closed her eyes. Every instinct told her to push this child away, to maintain the walls she'd built, to not let anyone else get close enough to become another name on her list of the dead. But she was so tired. Tired of the walls. Tired of the weight. "Kirsten," she whispered. "My name is Kirsten." "Hello, Kirsten Soldier." Alexander's formality was almost endearing. "Will you come meet my mother? She's better at this than me. I'm still learning the human comfort protocols." Despite everything, Kirsten felt the ghost of a smile. "Protocols? Mother studies humans. She says you're fascinating and frustrating in equal measure. She says you fight like dragons, but forget you're not fireproof." He paused. "You're not fireproof, right?" "I should probably confirm." "Not fireproof," Kirsten confirmed. Alexander nodded seriously. "Then you definitely need Mother. She's very good at keeping people from burning up." He stood and offered his small, scaled hand. "Come. Our home isn't far. You can cry there if you need to. Mother won't tell anyone. Dragons are very good at keeping secrets." Kirsten looked at the offered hand, at this child who had lost his father and still had the courage to reach out to a broken stranger. She thought about her empty quarters in the military compound, about the reports she couldn't write and the debriefings she couldn't face, about the crushing loneliness of being the one who survived. Slowly, she reached out and took Alexander's hand. It was warm, warmer than human hands, and unexpectedly steady. Just for tonight, she said quietly. Alexander's golden eyes brightened. Just for tonight, he agreed, though something in his expression suggested he knew better. As they walked through the rain toward the southern district where the Draconi community had rebuilt after the bombardment, Alexander kept his hand in hers. He chattered about his mother, about dragon customs, about anything and everything except the war. And for the first time in days, Kirsten felt the weight lift just slightly. Not gone, never gone, but shared. Perhaps, she thought, that was enough for now.